TIL. Out of the 50 US states, 46 allow a person to just decide their name is changed, start using the new one with no paperwork required. Not exactly a relevant story, but a colleague of mine is a naturalized citizen from the UK and has his son's citizenship held up because the teenage dummy filled out his own form and decided it would be a great opportunity to take on the new middle name Confucius. He has no Chinese or otherwise Asian heritage. The rest of the family found out about this at the final step when they were supposed to be sworn in. The son got to be the only non-citizen for 3 more months. Moral of this story: don't try this with the feds. Or something. I know 2 people who changed their names legally. One was Michael Smith, and the other John Thomas. Each of them had their identity stolen, credit card bills racked up, legal issues and the like. The commonness of their names played a significant role in their identities getting stolen. As part of untangling the mess, they picked really odd legal names. The really fun part is that everyone that verbally speaks to them still uses their old names. It's only on documents that the ridiculous and fun names exist. I didn't know my grandmother's real first name until after she died. She went by Millie, her driver's license said Mildred, her tombstone is engraved Mildred. Her real name was Camelia, which has a diminutive in Italian of Millie. That is what mother always called her. My dad didn't even know until he found birth and baptism records. I have no clue how she got a driver's license or SS payments. She lived in NY and died in the early 80s. No, don't spread this kind of harmful misinformation. There's a huge difference between using an assumed name or nickname, and a real legal name change. They are certainly not letting you change your government name without legal paperwork and associated fees. I paid $200 about 20 years ago to change my last name to one that I made up that sounded cool. It was a short 2-page form and a quick session in front of a judge a week later. I get compliments all the time on how lucky I am to be born with a name like that. Celebrities and online personalities do this all the time. They do it to swindle people. Edit a good article to read to get the best idea of just how many celebrities do this. Read the article. How Far is Too Far with a pseudonym by James Scott Bell. So basically, your SSN is your only true legal name. Everything else is just you deciding what to be called, and paying a court to compel institutions as needed. Kinda depressing that we're all just numbers after all. This really glosses over the reality that is such as banks or government institutions still requiring it. People the state don't care what you call yourself. It's going to be a lot of hassle in reality. Yeah, this is great for people trying to put together family trees. Even better when someone decides 50 years ago to start using their middle name or nickname and never get the documents changed. This is also true in the UK. There is a deed poll system which gives assurance between the old and new identities, but it isn't necessary if you do it some other way. Had my name changed here in Michigan. A little pricey for a college student but very rewarding. Took only a handful of days to get my SS license changed. But a court order may be required for many institutions such as banks or government institutions to officially accept the change, so not exactly. Very interesting info. I use a nickname and somehow it ended up on my banking paperwork. Nice to know I could actually change it if I wanted to. I looked up about 25 of the 50 states' requirements for a legal name change. All 25 had a requirement, so I am not sure this is right. My mom did this. She changed her middle name to her maiden name and things just went smoothly and things slowly changed to the new name. Is there any limitation on the frequency of name changes? What's stopping anyone from deciding to use a different name every few months? Had a friend who changed his name. Wasn't a good name and it was honestly a frivolous decision made on a whim because of random BS. I don't get you all complaining about changing your last name when married. It's not that much work, you all are just lazy lamau. I did this. Just started using my middle name. Bank forms, tax info on company documents. IRS didn't care, nobody cared. You see this all the time and just don't realize it. A Joseph going by Joe or Julie going by Judy. You change it from John to Jane in about half of those states, and all hell breaks loose. Could this info be used to determine which state of the US The Simpsons is set in? Her name was McGill. And she called herself Lil. But everyone knew her as Nancy. This probably contributes to why serial killers do so well in America. A lot of dads going out for cigarettes tonight after reading this. Does this mean aliases? Because people be doing that all the time. Which 4 states will throw me in jail for using the wrong name? Going to run into issues with federal agencies, IRS, etc.